Good morning everyone, it's Rachel here and we are doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I was going to say Roxy's Weekly Challenge, but no, it's Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. As you can see, I have not stitched these on, but boy do I love them. I did almost complete this. I worked on it this morning because I hadn't touched it since last week. Let me zoom you in, oops, and give you a shake. I'll give you a tap. Okay, so I decided I needed to outline these petals. I've done most of it. This, I need to put something here, so I haven't done that bit yet. That's the only bit I need to finish. I did all of this. I only added a tiny bit of green, and I didn't color in all of the gray flowers because, you know, I wanted to see a little bit of the original. But I'm super happy with how it turned out. I could possibly do an edging around these. I might do that. I might come in and do it. Not there, that goes over the top, but an edging around there as well, I feel like. This one I don't feel like it needs it so much. So I did do my thread painting there. I have other thread painting I need to do, but at least that one's done. And sorry, I've been racing. My father-in-law came over, and so I'm a little bit late doing my video now. But that always happens. Things never go. I always have these plans of getting things done and then I don't. Oh, anyway, I'm supposed to be telling you the new prompt. So the new prompt is nature. Of course it is. So, of course, we've done flowers. So it could be flowers if you need more flowers, but I don't think I need any more flowers. It's all a flower. Nature, so it can be anything you like, really. Bees, butterflies, birds, flowers, rabbits, Corinne, anything, a squirrel, whatever you like. So I want to do many things. So one thing I would like to do, I'm debating at the moment, my debate is, do I want to do something today straight on, because I will do things straight onto my piece, or do I want to make my life easier? I'm huffing and puffing, sorry, I'll calm down in a minute. I'm zoomed in too, I better zoom you back out for a minute, and then we'll zoom back in. Or do I want to work on a piece and then applique it on, sort of thing. So I'm just going around here. That's my joy. I still want to put a bow up there. I'm debating whether or not to embroider one like my mum does, or do I want to put a seam binding sort of one on there. So I'll think about that. I wanted to come up here and see on here. Now, why have I still got pins? Oh, I was going to put those bits of lace on here. That's one thing I haven't done yet, but I forgot about that. So they need to be stitched on. I don't know if you've seen that. Those little embroideries need to be done. There's not really room for a bee there. There's little birds there, so I think I'll leave those. So I'm going to come over to here to a few options, and then we'll make, there's a piece of paper, make a decision. So I thought I'd love to include something like that. I don't know that I really want to, you know, necessarily thread paint it all, but I could work on it whilst it's off. So we might think about that. I also had this. I think these are going to be not big enough. I'm not going to use those. I did pull them out. I pulled out this one because I love the rabbit, but I don't know if I want to put the rabbit on. And I also grabbed some butterflies. Got some. I want to put some of these around. And I'm not sure if I want to embroider them or not. I'm thinking about it. And then I do have some birds that one I embroidered onto a piece of loose sort of hemp, and that can be put on. So we'll cut that one out. And then I have this one. And these actually, when you've embroidered them, they're very nice to needle turn. It just sort of really just disappears. See, I put the snips in where you need to put your snips. So that way it can, I haven't snipped there, I need to snip under there. So that way it can just tuck under when you're appliquing. I need a snip in there. There we go. I've got a snip in there now. So there's snips everywhere, so then they just sort of tuck in. I never embroidered the legs, I just left them. So they're options, and then there's one that is not embroidered. So not everything has to be embroidered. So I actually quite like the colours of this one. Let's have a look. Oh, sorry, no, before I do that, I wanted to talk about other stuff. I brought out some of my Japanese books. So you might have books that have lovely botanical things in. I collect these books. I've been collecting them for years. ever since I first started even making growth charts, because I found things like this really inspiring. But look at these birds. There's birds there. I'd like to do stuff like that, but I thought possibly maybe there's something, or I could embroider them straight on or onto a piece of, I brought in just some beige linen, and I could do some embroidery onto there. I love that. I'd love to do something like that too and put it on. So you can find inspiration from all sources. You could find inspiration for your nature, whatever you're going to put on, from also illustrations, without copying, of course. These you can, like you can do, if you buy the book, you can do that and put it on your piece from the book. I wouldn't, well, I could, because I'm not following what the book's telling me, but you can of course do that because you bought the book. But yeah, you can use the things from a book, but obviously you don't want to copy exactly someone's illustration that you found on Pinterest, because that would be not respecting the artist's rights. So little bees I thought would be cute here and there, but I don't think I want to do the coloured in bees. I just want to do them in brown, a dark brown, a really dark brown, just outline them is how I'm thinking. But cute little birds, that's a butterfly. But all kinds of, even just to have a look at the shape. There's beetles, you could do beetles. That's a cute beetle. Look at the butterflies in this book. This book is Embroidered Wildflowers by Kazuko Aoki. I don't know if that's the right way you pronounce her name, but there's some fully embroidered butterflies. We've seen this book before when I was doing field notes. I thought this book was wonderful for field notes when we did that project. And these are just a couple that I pulled out to see what they had in them. Just beautiful things, really. Oh, there's a bird there. You could do a nature lettering, would be nice. A bit like Pam Garrison. Ants, beetles, butterflies, you know, all of the nature things. That one is also good for field notes. Look at that. So squirrel, there's a squirrel, just an outline of a squirrel. Anything nature. And then I had one other thing to mention, which is also another option, and I may do a little bit of all of them, did I pull them down? No. I've got my little box here of stamped, got a stamped bee. These are all, I think the ones I have at the moment are green. I put these in my packs that I've got them out of stock at the moment because I need to do some, but there's a cute rabbit, for example. It's only small. But that could also be an option. I might put a squirrel on. That squirrel is so cute. And probably not the butterflies. I may keep the bee at hand, just in case. I think I put the bee over. I'm not going to do the butterflies because I want to use those ones. I don't think I'll use that bee. I think I'll embroider my bee. But I might use the squirrel just to have something, a different look. So now I'm going to stay zoomed out a little bit. I'm going to find an area and see what do I want to do in that area. Okay, no, that's sideways. So we're very limited for space here. Very limited for space. I'm not in Lulu's room. I'm in my room, but I'm very limited for space. Now, you don't have to fill every inch of your thing. Like, not every inch has to be filled, but we probably do want to put a few things. So let's just grab these and grab those scissors. I just want to see if I can, I don't know if it would, oh no, it won't tear, it's linen. That's just a stamped old piece, vintage piece of linen tablecloth that probably had embroideries, but I always keep the bits. So let's find a place for the squirrel. And as I said, I don't want to fill every, millimeter of my piece, but I want to find areas. Like that is super cute there. I could even fussy, can you see? I could even fussy cut it out. I might even fussy cut it out. Yes. I'm going to leave a bit of a border. It's a nice fabric, so I don't mind having that fabric. I'm not trying to make it look old or anything like that. So I'm just going to fussy cut it out and see. And it's only going to be a small feature that probably nobody will even notice. I'm not going to needle turn it. I'll probably whip stitch around it And I think that's really cute there. That we're going to lock that one in. So there's my first bit of nature. Maybe I should just stitch it on. Let's stitch it on right now. I'm not in a hurry, so I'm going to stitch it on now. I could decide, if I have time, what I would really like to do is just come in with a blue and just go over it a little bit. Now I should have in here a thread to attach it with. I should. Here it is. I'm just going to attach it with this one. Oh, see here, I'll need to do some stitching there to hold that down. It's got a, you know, it's very old and has a tear. And there's a nice big whopping needle. Let's grab that one. I'm going to stitch that on. Let's just get it on now. Otherwise it may sit there forever. So I'm just doing a little overcast stitch to stitch it on. And the reason why I fussy cut it out too was just so it didn't cover all of the lovely eyelet sort of, is it an eyelet trim or cut work trim? I think it's a machine done one. It's vintage, but it's machine. It doesn't look like it's hand done. I know I'm far away, but this is, you should know how to do this. You're just doing your stitches over the edge to hold it in place. So how is everyone today? I hope you're well. I've started my day off well. I don't normally get to do that. I've started off by stitching, which has been a very nice thing to do. Very nice. It's mind-boggling to think how much work I actually still have to do on this. I don't know. I probably should stop going to sleep at night and just stay up and work on all the things that oh my gosh, a million things started that need to be finished. And even my still life, my goal is to get that up before Mum, Sass, and our surprise visitor and her husband come. I want it up before they come. So that's quite a few nights work still, probably a week's of nights work. But I want to get this done. I don't want this to be, actually I'll have to pre-record those videos. We might be able to do some videos when Sass is here, but I don't want to have the pressure of worrying about this when she's here. So I need to get onto this quite urgently. Oh, and I've unthreaded. Oh, that is so cute. I may go through my other stamps and see if there are, I don't want to just have one. I may have some others floating around. I probably just choose a stranded thread and just do 2 strands and just pick up some of those markings on it. I think that make it stand out a little bit. We need to do that. Well, let's just do it. Well, I mean, I won't do it all on camera, but I'll start it so you can see. And then we'll move on to the next thing because there's going to be a variety of nature things going on here. A variety. Oh, and I have decided on my backing, guys. So I was watching, I can't remember the lady's name, The Last Homely House or Last Homely Home or something like that. She makes a lot of quilts. And what I think it was what particularly caught my eye in one of her titles of her videos was that she was working on I'll put that thread there because I can use that again. She was working on a camphor quilt. I think I don't want a variegated thread. Let me go to my box down here. And she had all these pieces of block printed fabrics that I think she made pajamas out of them. I don't know. I didn't see those videos, but I think that's what she said. And I really like this color. It's wool, but it's thin. I think I'll use that. I think it might be a gum nut, that one. Unless I should get a stranded cotton, might be better. That's accessible to everyone. Well, that's a gum nut one. I think I'll just let me grab my blue stranded cotton box. That's just a mixed one with miscellaneous stuff. It's just here. Oh, I just lifted it off the shelf. I've got one shelf is all of these boxes with all the threads, because I'm thread collector and hoarder. And anyway, so talking about I see this is the color I would love to use, but I don't have enough of it, so I'm going to have to find another one that's going to take my fancy. That's a bit brighter. So yes, so she was doing this Cantha quilt, and she backed it with, long story short, she backed it with, I love that color, I'm going to do that one. She backed it with double gauze. And I thought, how lovely and soft. So I have bought some double gauze. I need to get a few more pieces because it came in 1 meter by 130 pieces. So I only bought 2 because I have no idea about size. And I bought some more, and that's going to be my backing. It's going to be double gauze. And I will be, I'll pin it with the quilter's pins, and I'll put it on my table and flatten it all out and pin it. And then I will be doing quilting. I'll do regular quilting, so I'll probably put some sort of tape across so I go in a straight line. And I'm thinking I might bring up my big table frame and put it in so I can go across large expanses like that. And, you know, maybe, I think maybe 5 centimeters apart and do the rows. And I don't know if I'll do the grid up. I'll see how it looks. I'm not going to do Cantha, like full-on Cantha stitching. That would just take me years to do that. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to quilt it like it were a regular quilt. I haven't decided about the edging, whether I'm just sort of, I may put fabrics over the edging as a faux binding. I haven't decided. Let me zoom you in a bit. Tap just to make sure, hopefully it's in focus, because it's a phone and the phone focuses on certain areas, not every area. So I've chosen a color that in my opinion is similar. There's some sort of animal. Oh, it's a cat running along. It's not like we're in Australia and you can get, you know, oh, you can get squirrels here. I've never seen a squirrel near our place though. Sort of when we go for a walk we see them. Yes, so what was I saying? Can't remember. I was talking about this, I think. Oh, about the phone. Yes, it focuses on, if you tap it, it focuses on a certain area. So sometimes it's blurry. So hopefully I've been up. Maybe let me just move over here a little bit. Tap. Just make sure hopefully you can see it. Unfortunately, I can't project it anywhere to see what you can see. I might have to figure out some sort of setup for that, but I've only got a computer here, it's not a smart TV or anything like that. So yeah, I can't see. Now I need to, what I'll do, because I won't finish this off, I empty out my basket, my sewing basket, which I had all my colours in for the other one. I'll keep the couple of colours that I still need to do the outlining, but I'll put in the new colours that I'm using to work on, because otherwise I don't remember what colour I used. There's already that thrift. Oh no, I do know that was a perle, so I've got that one still flying around. I can finish that off. I need to finish that off, silly. So I'm not doing all the markings, just a few, just to give an idea of the squirrel. Which is quite fitting for here. I think we see squirrels sometimes. In Australia, you see kangaroos. I wanted to say koalas, but no, koalas are very hard to see. They blend in with the trees and they are quite difficult to spot unless you're lucky enough and lucky enough, hopefully the koala's lucky and they go across the road in front of you. That can happen. Hopefully they don't get hit by a car. So a stamp is a good option to get your whatever nature onto your piece. This squirrel is particularly cute and it's going onto my piece. Got so much to do today. I did a lot of stuff on Friday and I did some work yesterday morning. Then I was really tired yesterday afternoon. I didn't do anything, which is really bad. I should have been doing stuff, but I was so tired. I just had to rest. And then we had my in-laws over for dinner, and we walked into town, and we went to San Martino, which is the festival that I had mentioned in a previous video. And we bought, because they have the big square that has all the food, the cheeses from all the different regions, because every region has a different type of food. And we got there at probably before 9, and it's a really fast 20-minute walk or 25-minute walk from our house to town. And you don't want to park there even at that hour. It's already getting crowded. And so we were tasting cheeses, and we bought cheese and all kinds of things. We had great fun. Went to the spice store. I did do some little videos and take some photographs. I will see if they are worthy of putting together and putting up, and I'll do a voiceover. If you don't see anything appear in the next few days, could even be today, possibly not, then I didn't think they were good enough for you guys of my little town. It was also very grey sort of morning. It's grey today as well. But we did have fun, and we bought way too much. I said we'll only buy a little bit of cheese, but I love cheese, and we ended up, we better get a piece of this and a bit of that one and a bit. So we ended up with a whole lot of cheese. And we bought a salami. We probably shouldn't have bought a salami, but we did. We haven't eaten that forever because it's like very bad. It's bad for you. It's bad for your cholesterol, bad for everything. But we haven't eaten it for a long time, and it's an artisanal one, so it's got no nitrates, no preservatives or anything like that in it. It's the healthiest type, and it's very nice. So the cheeses we bought. We mostly bought our cheese. We bought Parmigiano from a gentleman who lives between Bologna and Modena, and then we bought most of the cheeses we bought from this seller from Sardinia, and his cheeses are all artisanal. They're not mass produced, because a lot of the stores have really mass produced stuff that you can even buy in the supermarket, and I really like, once you start tasting the good stuff, they're not that good. So we know which ones to go to. And they have this special bread. It's like not a bread, it's like a crunchy bread thing. It's very thin, it's paper thin, and he calls it the women's bread, like for women on a diet, even though it's still carbohydrates, but it's just a very thin crunchy bread of the consistency of potato chips almost. It's so good. So, and it's typical to Sardinia, and so we bought Steph's dad 2 packs of it because he loves it. He's from Sardinia, and we bought one for us, which we shouldn't have because I try not to eat too many carbohydrates, but it's really yummy. So I asked my mother-in-law, Sarah, not to open the second one so you guys can taste it. You'll never taste such a yummy thing. It's delicious. So when we go to Maria's, they can taste it. Because I said to Steffi, oh gosh, we should have brought one that we didn't open for when the guys are here. So yeah, it was a really nice morning. We got home, we were there for, we did the 12,000 steps. So we got back home at about 11. And so it was fun. Okay, I've nearly finished this thread, and then I'll finish this off, but I think that is going to be really cute. I'm happy I decided to do that. So we'll move on to the next thing. It's all about the unfinished business, isn't it? Okay, right, where will I put my needle? I'll put it in the thread. That's always a good spot for it. I'll just trim that off, trim that one off. Okay, so that's what's happening down there. That thread, I'm going to put that back on there so I don't lose it. I'll put it aside so I know I have to put that in my basket, empty out my basket, put it in my basket, and then I feel like I'm talking like in a whiz. Okay, feeling hot, making myself hot. Oh, I think this colour, I want to go around this one in that colour. Yeah, I need to get those stitched on, and I had a flower going on there. Okay, what's next? So we went along there, we've put that there, and there'll be plenty that will need to go everywhere. I thought this bird could be nice over here. I've got all these colours going on up here. So let's have a look over here. I might zoom you back out a minute. Just a tiny bit, tap. So you can see, hopefully, this bird, I don't want to, let me cut the bird out. So this one possibly, I might not do any embroidery on it, or I might just put it on with, I'm not going to, I'll cut more off. I'm not going to needle turn it, but I will put it on, and it might just be a colourful birdie. But what I would do is put it on and then decide if I wanted to do anything on it or not. But I can only judge it if I cut it out. I'm going to cut a little bit more out there. Right. So let's just have a look. I mean, there's plenty going on here. I may do a little bit of something on there. I haven't 100% decided. I kind of like it going over things. I could put it there. I kind of liked it here. No. Decisions are the worst, aren't they? Don't want to cover that. Probably I'll end up not putting it anywhere. Over to here. I could have it. I think I might put it there. So let's pin that. I can feel I've got, just move that out of the way. And I'm going to stitch that on, lock it in, and I can make a decision later as to whether or not I want to. Do I want to put it there? Do I want to bring it down a bit? I think I'll bring it down a bit, like so, because something else could happen there. I don't know. The hard thing is I'm not looking at it as a whole, so, but I'm only going to whip stitch it on. So if I didn't like it, I could just take it off. It wouldn't be take me too long to do that. So I'll put this thread back in. I probably didn't need to unthread. Oh yes, I did, because I did the embroidery. And this one's near the edge, so it's not going to be hard to embroider if I want to embroider it. I don't think I'm not those flowers over there. I might just do a little bit of something in the center and leave those, because I've got all the embroidery around the edge of that, and I'm not going to, you know, do everything with thread painting. So I'm just going to, I'm not zooming you in for this because it's fairly quick. But there's no time like the present. Get it stitched on. So Lulu is still in France. She's coming back. She'll be back late tonight. They're in Marseille now. It's quite a drive to Milan from there. I'd say it's probably 5 hours or 6 hours even. And of course it depends if they get traffic. They had horrendous traffic. She was messaging me. You know, they should have gotten there mid-morning from when they left, like maybe 11 or something. I think they didn't get there until 1. The traffic was so bad. Lulu said the autostrada was like a parking lot. Fortunately, they have wonderful auto grills here where you can go and have a nice croissant or whatever and coffee and stuff. So they did stop for them so that they could have breakfast because they were starving. And they went to Saint Paul de Vence, which is absolutely gorgeous. But they didn't get to have any lunch because the kitchens were closing by the time they were roaming around, and the only place that was open was super expensive, and they're all students, so they're like, no, yeah, no, like as the Aussies, yeah, nah. That's what the Aussies say. So they didn't end up having much lunch, but she's been really having a good time. So, and meeting other, with her friends, her 2 friends that they do the projects together. So they have to be in groups of 3, and then they've been meeting others in their class because it's quite hard to meet because everyone stays in their group. But on an excursion, they all sort of mix and bond and everything. So it's really good for her because she's shy, coming out of her shell. And, this professor apparently, is a very tough professor and a bit scary. They've heard lots of stories about him, which they didn't know when they signed up for the course. And so they've been chatting to him and, the assistant professors and everything, and so they're going to be feeling a little bit better when they go and having to present their ideas and stuff and what they're up to and where they're at with their projects. They'll be feeling a little bit better about it. So just, oh dear, it's not very long, you see. But I like the colours of the bird with that bouquet of flowers. Again, I'm only going to pick and choose a few little bits of that I might embroider because honestly, time is not my friend. I probably should just end this off and get another piece. Yes, it's time to end it off because we're not going to make it. The good thing about this is my old cotton. My new cotton doesn't seem to fray that much either, but this one really doesn't fray. It's a tight weave. In fact, even though this one is thinner than my other one, I find it you can stitch it, but I find it slightly more resistant to the needle going through it than the other one. Whereas one lady told me she found the newer one like that, but it might have been, I told her, just check your needles are sharp, and possibly you're going through, they're all resistant when you're going through many layers. You're going to find, doesn't matter what your fabrics are like, unless they're like all cheesecloth and gauze, you're going to have some resistance and difficulty stitching through them. See, it's a bit easy here. There I was going over the mattress sticking as well, which I absolutely love. It has to go everywhere. Don't know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? I also love the linen tea towel wide checks that they do too. I think I've got some of that on here. I like this one too. I love that. All those sorts of things I like. So we didn't have any birds on here yet. I'd like to get a butterfly on as well somewhere. Whoops, getting tangled on the pins. Oh, I can take the pins out now. Silly goose. Okay. This project to me has just been so much fun. One of my other favorite things that we did as a project, I've loved everything. I loved doing the still life. Honestly, I would do more of those, but I've got to get some of these other things on the go done. That I loved doing that. Didn't think I was nervous about it. It was a real challenge, and I know lots of you set out, but one day when you feel confident, give it a whirl. It was so much fun. And my other really super, I liked Down the Garden Path, but my other super favorite one was Gathered Things. So I think I like these one, not Gathered Things, Treasure Hunt. This is Gathered Things. I like it where you gather and put all different things on. I think that's one of my favorite things to do, is to mix and match everything. And I hit a point of this one where I was like, oh, it's not quite happening. In the beginning, when I first had all my separate little groupings of things, I don't know what week it was, but I kind of got a bit lost with it. And then I thought, what I'm doing wrong is I need to put more. I needed to start filling in my areas and my vignettes. Someone's rung the doorbell. What else? I've lost my train of thought now that someone's rung the doorbell. I don't know who it is. I love the bird there. Look at that. Now that it's stitched on, I could come in, and I probably will, just the lighter colours, just little bits, and do a few little stitching into the lighter colours. And we may do that together, but I just want to address other things. So I think I would like these sorts of colours. I'm going to cut this butterfly out. He's nice and big, so he'll fit nicely onto it. And I think I want to put this one on. I'll probably have 3, or I might have more because my piece is very big. So let's just do the fussy cutting. And maybe I should cut the antennas off. I'll see. Okay, that one, and then we'll do this one, and we'll see where to put them. I may have to stand up for this. And then I wanted to choose something that I might, oh, I've got my embroidered bird too. I mean, this is a very big piece, so there's lots of room for this sort of stuff, just to fill in spaces. But I'm also going to be doing other things to fill in the spaces, which will be coming up. So that's why you don't want to fill everything. Okay, so let's just stand up and see. I love the birdie there. That's making me, I might find some more and put more just plain birds, but I've got to, what's happening over here? There's quite, see, I'm down in the one area. Yeah, down in the one area. So, oh, now that to me is super nice there, right in the middle there. And I didn't even finish that stitching, but now I don't need to, because I'm going to put that there. And I really like that. That's going there. Haven't decided if I'm going to thread paint, outline. I might just leave it as it is. It's so pretty. So that's that one. Let's find a spot for the other one. Maybe we won't stitch those on because I want to move to the next thing. I've got to find a bee pattern. I might embroider a little bee there, bee, or up here or over there, some little bees. Don't know. Love that. Let's see where else. There's a lot going on here. Here might be just some sort of stitching. Where's my bird? I've got the one on the linen. I've got this bird's wonderful colours. Did I have another bird? I thought I had 3 birds that were embroidered. He's probably lost. I thought I had a 3rd one. Don't know. Look at the colours of that bird. I did say I had a lot going on here, but let's, oh, there's things I haven't stitched down. Oh, I love that bird there. I'd kind of have everything going in a direction. It just happened. In hindsight, it probably could have gone in all directions, but I kind of like that there. But let's have a look. I need to. It's a little bit difficult because I don't. My desk is not very deep. I don't want two birds near each other. I also have this. Look at that beautiful Vichy. Oh, the bird's nice there too. Maybe I'd move it up a bit. Don't know. Down? No, I don't want to cover that. I could put it. Oh, then there's the other bird over there. But I liked it there. The other bird's too close. Oh, here's my love. Let's see what's happening here. I'm just going to bunch you up. I've still got a few pins in there. I need to address that issue. They'll start falling out into our feet. We do need a little bit. Oh, now I quite like my bird. That bird is going to go on there. The colours are good with the love. I'm going to put that bird on there. I did that on camera with you guys. I think that one or another one. So that one's going to, I'll show you how I'm going to applique that. We'll do that now. I'm just going to pin it. I think I've done all my snips. Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. I love it. I'm happy that it's found a home. I know Pammykins has already put her birds on, or one of her birds on hers. Okay, right. Grab this. I hope I don't get poked. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this project. I wish I could just sit and work on it all day, every day. It would be wonderful. Okay, should I zoom you in? So we're doing all manner of things today. Tap. The E is what you can see, so I need to move you here. There's my bird. Tap you on the bird. Okay, I'll try not to move. I'm going to put my elbow on the table. And I'm going to start. I'm not going to start down there. I'm going to start here where this little indent is. Tuck it under. It's so easy. When you've done the embroidery already off your piece, it is so easy to needle turn it. Look at it, just disappears underneath. Instead, when they're flat and not embroidered, it's a little bit harder. So I'm just sliding my needle under. Now, wherever you've got an indentation, you put I can use my needle. That's why it's called needle turn. You usually use your needle to turn it under, but I quite often use my finger. I find it easier. I might come back and put a stitch in there because I hadn't tucked that bit under. Just a sec. Oh my gosh, I can't pull the thread. I'm just going to come back and put another stitch in. See that bit there? I need to tuck it in. I think I did my stitches too far apart. Okay. Okay. And certainly it was most likely easier to embroider this off the piece than on the piece. Now here I need to get it, I probably need, oh, probably won't go too close. I'm just going to start tucking that in. Then you get your needle and you run it in there like that and push it in, push it down. Now I'm a lefty, so of course I go in the opposite direction to you guys, to anyone who's a right-handed person. Just tuck it in with your needle. If you can go and do like a needle turning course from an expert, I did it with Yoko Saito in Florence. Oh my God. I mean, I couldn't afford it. It was a 2-day course. For me at the time, it was super expensive. Oh my gosh. I needed that like a hole in the head. That is a shocking knot. I've never had one. Oh, there we go. And it just literally, she changed my needle turning life. So with my needle, just going to push it in there. Get a few stitches. You just got to get the stitches in and lock it in. I'm going into my threads here. You won't be able to see it. Now, when you come to a point, this is one of the things that I learned that made my life a little, it can be fiddly, but you put a few stitches in there, not just one. You want to make it hold. Okay, so let's turn it around a little bit. Hopefully I'm still on screen. Let me check. Yes. Determination is what it is. So I'm going to hold that down. I've got to put another stitch in there. And then I'm going to push that in. Sometimes it's easier with your finger. And then I push that little bit in. I'm going to put another stitch in. It's a few steps to get around the corner. And then I've got quite a bit of fabric there. You could trim it a little bit, but I don't want to, because then if I trim it too short, let me just get this up on my knee and turn it around. That's it. I've got my hand under there now. Then I need to start pushing. No, I need to pull my stitch tight. Do another stitch. If your stitch is not holding, do another one. You want it to be locked in. Tuck it in. You just have to start shoving it all in there. It's a bit hard because I can't, my other hand is under the fabric, so it's really just supporting me. I'm going to just push that in there and start putting stitches in so that I can hold it in there. And it will take on some dimension because there's a lot of fabric shoved in there. You just hold it. So your other hand is holding it in position, and whatever hand has the needle is putting the stitches in to lock it. Okay, let's see if I can. No, there's too much fabric. I have to do it that way. So unfortunately, the fabric is probably covering your view. Oh, and I'll take that pin out because it's hindering me, and I need to just get my needle. I think, yes, I did put a snip in there because I can see like goes like that and then like that. So I did put a little snip in there because then it just allows you to maneuver it a bit better. I'm just struggling a little bit here because there is, as I said, a lot of fabric. Trying not to catch where my thumb is because otherwise I'll stitch it all together. Okay, got it. Look, did it. You can see my stitches a little bit, but I don't care. And then to get it to go under, just run your needle under. I can't really hold it very well with my thumb on my other hand because of all the fabric, so it's sometimes coming back out again. And maybe I can go in this way. Yes, I can. That's slightly better. So I tried to show Mum. It's not for everyone, this method. I showed, like, Mum's a much more seasoned stitcher than I am, and done so much. She's done applique quilts. I mean, she knows how to applique. But when I learnt this technique from Yoko, I tried to show Mum because she came over and I had all these growth charts to make, and she just literally said, I told you that before, for the whole month helping me. But she didn't like doing the applique that way. She preferred to do it with the freezer paper. I don't like the freezer paper, and Mum does. So you need to, there are different methods, and you need to find which method works best for you. I embrace this, and you know, it works well for me. So I've got my snips in here. Now this is not embroidered, so you will be able to see a little border, but it's an off-white border. It kind of will blend in anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Whereas around the bird, you can't really see the fabric anymore. Now I haven't put my snip there. There it is. Tuck that in. And always go to your corner and put a stitch in there. I've unthreaded. I didn't stitch my other butterfly on, did I? No. I just pinned it, but I can do that after we've done plenty of that kind of stitching. Or did I stitch it? I don't remember. I don't think I did. So I'll probably end this thread off and finish that afterwards, because it's also, I need to be able to hold it where I need to hold it, if that makes sense, to make my life easier. And I'm holding it here so that you guys can see. And you're just turning one little bit at, sometimes it's easy to turn the whole lot if you're going on a straight and narrow, but if you're going around a corner, one stitch at a time you go around. One push under and one stitch. You've got a knife. See, I just do a little turn. That's looking good, so I'm going to lock it in quickly with a stitch. Otherwise, you sit there and fiddle with it forever. I'm keeping that pin in because I don't want to stitch it in the wrong spot, which could still happen. Okay, I'll put one more stitch in and then I'll end this thread off and I'll finish that afterwards. Okay, over we go. I'm just going to knot it. Don't want all your hard work to come undone. Okay, well, I'll leave that. I can come back to that after. Right, so I'm going to move this out of the way because you can see that all of that is disappearing around the bird. You can't even hardly see it there. It's blending right in, so that's good. And I need to go and needle turn all of that in there as well. I've snipped it all, so I can do that. So let's put this to one side. Put that to, I'll just drop it on the floor here. What I wanted to do was, I've got to find a spot for the other butterfly, but I can do that afterwards. One of these had a very lovely embroidery that I liked. And I think I'd do it off. Was it this one? No, not this one. Not that one. Might have been this one. This is the Alice Macabre. She does, I have lots of her books. They're really wonderful books. Let me see. Ah, that one. I wanted to do that. So, where is that? What page? Page 75. Here. Oh, do I want to enlarge it? No, let's do a small one. So I need my Solvay. Is this the Solvay here? Water-soluble film. Okay, I'm going to draw that. So I'm going to cut it out first. Cut it a bit bigger than what you need. Oh, these scissors don't want to cut that. What, a little bit bigger than what you need. Might do a few of them. Might do that one as well. Huh, just thinking time is not my friend. Oh, look at that. Excuse me, I better do that properly. So Solvay, it's called Solvay or Water Soluble Film. This one's by Nesters with 2 S's. S-S-T-E-R-S. And it does dissolve away in water, but I just rip it. So I'm going to put that on there. So let's, I'm looking for, I have bits of bodgy washi tape here that I don't particularly like. So I might just washi tape it onto the book so it doesn't move, so I can draw it. Waldo, Ralph Waldo. Don't know who that is. But that way I shouldn't ruin the book. There, I'm going to trace that. You need a permanent marker to do it. And I'm a lefty, so I'll start over here. So I don't smudge it. Not that it matters, but might confuse me. Don't want to confuse me. I think it is meant to be enlarged, but I'm not enlarging it. You could actually put a design like this onto a plain doily, would be cool, but I've got lots of, this pen's not working anymore. I've got lots of doilies, so on my things, so I think I prefer to do it onto the linen and then applique it onto my piece. Probably need to buy some new pens. They're not working so well. I think it's drawing on there. That one's not working well at all. Here's another one. Ah, that works. I'm not sure what stitches she used to do hers. I think I'll just make it up. Not doing very good drawing here. Oh, that one's decided not to work either. I will have to buy some more. Or maybe in a certain direction it works. So the Solvay has a rough end and a smooth end, rough side and a smooth side, and I put the rough side down because I guess it's meant to be anti-slipping. Okay, good. I think I drew everything. And now I'm going to put that, you could put it on any fabric really, but I'm going to put that on the linen that we had. Cut a piece of this. I'll cut it big enough. This is just a scrap piece of linen left over from when they send, you know, I get my printed fabrics. I'm going to put that on there. I want it to be big enough so that I can embroider it. So I'll take those off, they're not helping me. And pin it. And then I'll have to tack it on there. And then I can put it in a little hoop to embroider it. I only brought a bigger hoop. I need to go and grab my smaller hoop. It is ideal to, I think, to embroider these when you've got the Solvay in a hoop, because it can bunch up. So I'm just doing that so I can cut this. And I'll have room probably to do another one there. Okay, let's tack it on. I thought I had I've got my tacking thread here. I'll just grab that. This thread is thicker. I now can't see where I put my needle. Oh, there it is. It fell over. See if I can thread it, and I'll just tack that on. Because then I can cut it out around there, like leave a space, and then I would needle turn it on. Like you could even iron down because it's straight, and then just put it on and then stitch it into place. So just big stitches to hold it in place. And then I can get rid of the pins. I'm trying to think as I go, what thread will I use? Probably a blue, I'm thinking. I liked the blue, sort of blue and white tile sort of look of it. Although my background's not exactly white, but anyway, you know what I mean. You're not supposed to put a knot when you're tacking. You're supposed to just go over like that. But I always just put I put the knot on top, and I pull the knot a little bit and then cut it off, and then I'm able to pull out the tacking. But I will end. I end it off like you're supposed to start it by doing it. Well, that's what Mum taught me anyway. I don't know. And then just trim that so you don't catch it in your stitching. Take all your pins out, and you're ready to go. Right, we have to choose a colour. Do I want a variegated one? I might use this one. Is that too bright? Oh, no, this one. Let's use this variegated one. That one. See how we go with that. I'm going to use 3 strands. Probably cut it way too long, but doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. 3 strands. Oh, I don't have a hoop. My slightly bigger hoop's in the other room, I think. It won't go in the hoop that I've got here. Oh, here's one. I'll just use this little mini one. We'll do a little bit at a time. We're not going to do it all. I'll just use this. It's tiny, but we'll put the bird. Let's work on the bird. The bird is just going to be stem stitch, I think. I'm not looking at Alice's one. I'm going to make it up. So let me, oh, you are zoomed in. Okay, good. I'm just going to do stem stitch, I think, or back stitch. No, I'll do a stem stitch. You could do a split back stitch. You could do, I'm doing stem stitch. You could just do regular back stitch. You could do a whipped back stitch. We showed that in our first volume 1 on all of the stitch sampling. Keep them a bit small when you're going around the corner because they tend to sort of flop over, if that makes sense. It's a nice stitch to do because you can do it reasonably quickly, especially on a small piece like this. So I have to start like that because I don't want to come up the same hole, but then I'll go to the middle of the stitch and then I can start doing it that way, up there. And we're getting a slight variation in colour now, which I think is nice. So whizzing along now. They're very nice books. I do highly recommend those books. I'm just going to do a little stitch there. Come up here. And come into the middle and go back up that way. yeah, nice reference books to have if you want to use bits and pieces. I don't ever do a full project out of any of them. That lady, what's her name, Kiko Sabi or whatever she's called, she does the full projects out of books and makes lovely things with them. But I'm just not a full project type of person. I like taking bits and pieces and adding them into things. Mind you, I buy the books. I love them. They're great inspiration. They just make me feel happy just to go leaf through the pages. So I think books are a great resource. Whoops, getting tangled. So I'll just finish off this thread and then we'll move to another area, because I'll do the whole bird like that. I'll probably colour the beak in. When you need to have it sort of shaped like curving, you do make the stitches smaller. I think it's a better, you can manage them easier. That way you get your curve, because if you were to do two, you'd end up going straight. Now I think I'll end it off there, but we got quite a bit done in a very short amount of time. I chose the linen because it's just nice linen. I could have done it on hemp, but I think it's nice to have all different types of fabrics in your project. So I'm on purpose, I'm not looking at Alice's. I might be doing it the same, I don't know, but I don't want to, you know, sort of share what she's done in her book. I'll just wing it and make it up. So here I'm going to do, I think I'll just do a split back stitch. So you just go split because you go into the stitch. I didn't go into it very much there because it was only short, but I'll do it here. It's just a different stitch to do instead of doing always the same thing. And then I'm going to go down to the base here. And I'm going to slightly angle my stitch and just colour in the leaf on either side of my split back stitch. Maybe one more stitch. Nice sharp needle, this one. I bought these from Roberta in Milan. Do I have the pack there somewhere? I'm in a bit of a mess. Oh my gosh, that's the story of my life, isn't it, guys? I'm always in a mess. Okay, so I love the look of that. So I'm going to do the split. Oh, I'm going through my knot. Oh, why do I have to go through my knot? Knot, get out of the way. Okay, got it. Okay, same up here. I love the look, it's nice and textural. Whoops. It's the only annoying thing about these hoops is you sometimes get stuck on them. Oh, it was this brand. Bowen. I think that's how you say it. I don't know where it comes from. Does anybody know where it comes from? I think it's handy to have hoops in all different sizes. These little hoops are very easy to manage when you're doing a small thing. The only thing is I have to maneuver it when I want to go over there. I'll have to maneuver it. I probably can do that one. No, I have to maneuver. I could do that one down there. The little eye of the bird, I'll do a French knot. The beak, I think I will colour in. Just a few stitches. This will all be satin stitch, done in a similar way to this. What I've done here. And that could be little satin stitch, or I could do a French knot. I'll just decide. This one's a bit messier. It's all right. So a whole variety of things. And I'm still going to do like little dark brown outlined bees here and there on it as well. I just have to get a shape that I like. I did do one, I can't remember, it was one of the Australian designers. It wasn't Lynette Anderson, she's English but lives in Australia. I can't remember their name. It could have been Rosalie Quinlan, I'm not sure. And I had done a bee on my other one. I might do that bee. I quite liked it. I'd done it on one of my hexies, my raw edge hexies. Let me see if I can find it. So I'll continue on with that. That satin stitch is going to be a similar look to that. And we're going to have a lovely little tile to put on, which we might look at. We'll do that. I'll try and get it finished and I'll look at it next week. Let me just, I've got my still life here. Let me take that off. And I'll find my hexies here and show you the bee. This one still, you know, this has, look at this. I'm stopped in the middle of it. It's, things are happening. I mean, this is going to be finished one day too. There's hexies there. No, these ones. That bee. I must see if I've got the book somewhere. I want to do that bee. Can you see? And I'm going to do those. I made those up, but that bee, I want to do on my piece. So I need to draw that on and do those. Here's another one. I love it. Look at that. That's what I want to do. So, well, let's just draw one on now. Let's find a spot. Okay, let's put this where I can see it. I'll zoom you back out. Guys, I'm never going to let you go today. See, some days I'm really quick and other days there's a lot to do. So, I'm really limited for space here, but we'll do my best. And I'm going to draw a bee on. I won't embroider it. It's just going to be back stitch and a little bit of satin stitch, but I want to find a spot. I would like to find a spot where to put my bee. Like, for example, here. They're not stitched down though. That's no good. I've got my bird happening there. I was going to put a bee on there, but I don't have a plain one because I'm doing that. So I'm not putting a bee there. Oh, there's the butterfly. That one's not drawn on here. What about here? Everything's happening down here. Let's lift this out of the way. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Got my friction pen here. Oh, it's so cute. Let's see where I put it. Maybe put want, oh God, look at the squirrel, so cute. The bee. I love the bee with the trail. Where would it trail through? Maybe I'll just have a little bee in here. See, I can just iron it off if I don't like it. And the little body here. So that's all going to be satin stitch in there. Put a little pointer there. The original one doesn't have one of those. Just put some little legs and little antennas there. And you really feel like you're getting into the little finer, into the little details doing this. And there's a little bee. It's kind of not exactly the same, but similar. And I'm going to have a little trail going up through there. I'm going to draw some more of those on here and there. So there you go. There's my little bee. And I don't think I'm going to, I'll put a little eye. Yes, let's put a little eye on it. There's my little bee. And that's going to be just done in dark brown. And it's much bigger than the one I drew on that one, my original one, but I think it's going to be good. Let's just see while we're at it if we can put another little one somewhere while we, excuse me scissors, out of my way. Okay, let's just, oh God, just so much fabric. Oh, it's hard work. It's hard work. Okay, we can have, I think I'll leave that bit. I might have a little, no, I think I'll leave that bit there. Let's move along somewhere else. Ideally, I would have this laid out on a big table so I could really see what I was doing, but anyway, it is what it is. See, that's calling for something else, not a little bee. I don't think I'm going to squish one in there. Could have a little bee going to these flowers here. So, similar bee. Little body. 2 bands to be coloured in. Little stinger. Little leggies. Little antennas. There we go, and that one can have a little trail up there. There we go. There's another little bee. Okay, they need to be embroidered. Hello, little bees. Cute. Okay, so that's it. I've put plenty of nature on for the moment. There will be more, but wait, there's more. I'm going to go ahead and work on those at some point, and I will update you next week. So have fun with your nature elements. I've done flowers. I got flowers everywhere. There will be more flowers, but I'm not doing flowers today. I'm doing little animals and insects and those sorts of things. I might decide to add a bug or something, but at the moment, that's what I'm putting on it. So I hope you have fun with it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.